Right, hello, and welcome back to what is, if I'm counting correctly, part 4 of our rather ambitious expedition through the coolest cars of the 1950s. If you've been with us for the previous installments, you'll know the drill. We look at cars, I say some things about them, and you hopefully find it all terribly interesting. If you're just joining us, well, where have you been? We're deep in the weeds now, exploring the automotive jungle of a decade defined by chrome, confidence, and some frankly bonkers design decisions. It was a time of unbridled optimism when designers weren't constrained by tedious things like fuel economy or pedestrian safety. This time, we're digging up some properly obscure stuff. We've got American curiosities that tried to be different, British stalwarts that defined an empire's motoring, and a few other international icons that have more stories to tell than your granddad after a few pints. We'll be looking at cars that were elegant, cars that were rugged, and cars that were, well, they were certainly cars. It's a smorgasbord of steel and style, a testament to an era when anything felt possible, especially adding another foot of unnecessary metal to the back of a saloon. So buckle up, or don't, because most of these cars didn't have seatbelts. We're about to embark on a journey through some of the rarest, most fascinating, and sometimes most bewildering vehicles the 1950s had to offer. From the forgotten halls of Kaiser Fraser to the muddy tracks of Solihull and the dusty roads of India, get ready for a proper dose of post-war automotive brilliance, and possibly some madness. Let's get on with it. The Kaiser Custom, a car so ambitiously styled it looked like it was designed by committee. The All-State A Kaiser sold through a department store catalog. Peak American consumerism, that is. The Plainsman wagon sold in Australia had a different design of the concept, utterly brilliant. The Chrysler Wayfarer. Chrysler's entry-level Wayfarer was basic, sure, but it was a simple, honest, and rather handsome car. Picture this, a Chrysler Wayfarer Ute cruising down a country lane in the Australia, with a close-up on its simple dashboard. Quite a sight, isn't it? Next up we have the Land Rover Series 2. The Series 2 Land Rover arrived, adding a bit of style with its barrel sides, yet it remained brilliantly agricultural. It's like a rugged charm that just can't be ignored. Now let's talk about the Land Rover Series 1 with the Safari roof. The Safari roof was like a second skin, designed to keep the cabin cool. Simple genius and oh so British. It's a testament to clever design, wouldn't you say? So, the Hudson Wasp had this really cool step-down design which actually made it handle better than its bigger rivals. That's pretty impressive, right? Now, the Hornet Hollywood hardtop was a pillarless beauty, and it came with a legendary racing engine. A proper brute if you ask me. Based on the Morris Oxford, the Ambassador became the undisputed king of India's roads. Seriously, it was indestructible. The Deluxe was just a slightly posher Ambassador. It was the car for important Indian gentlemen. The Series 5 Oxford got Italian styling and tail fins, a bit of glamour for Britain. The Cowley was the commercial version, a van with the face of a car. Utilitarian genius. So, here's another Pininfarina design, the Wolseley 1560. It was basically the posher, more comfortable version of the Morris Oxford. The 690, now that was the fine car of choice. Big, fast, and well, pretty darn imposing. Proper British muscle, if you ask me. The Riley 468 was their take on the BMC Farina Saloon. It was a bit sportier, you know, with twin carbs and a bit more power under the hood. The Pathfinder was a big fast saloon, a gentleman's express for blasting down the new motorways. The MG Magnet Mark III was another Farina creation, promising sportiness but honestly delivering mostly comfort. The ZB Magnet was a proper sports saloon, great handling, decent power, and yes, some really lovely styling. The A55 Cambridge was the Austin version of the Farina Saloon. Solid, dependable, and well, utterly British. The A99 Westminster was a big six-cylinder Austin. Effortless cruising for the middle manager, you know? Germany's answer to American excess, the record had wraparound windows and a two-tone paint job. The Capitan was Opel's flagship, a big, comfortable saloon for the successful German businessman. The Cresta PA was pure Americana built in Luton. Tail fins, chrome, wraparound windscreen, glorious. The Victor F-Type looked like a miniature 57 Chevy. It also rusted faster than anything. The Rover P5 was the middle-class Rolls-Royce. Solid, beautifully built, and supremely comfortable. And on that bombshell, we reach the end of part 4. We've seen cars that were sold in department stores, cars that became police legends, and an entire family of British saloons that all wore the same Italian suit. It's been a whirlwind tour of badge engineering, transatlantic styling, and some genuinely brilliant ideas. The 1950s wasn't just about the big, famous icons, it was about this incredible diversity of machines, each trying to capture the spirit of a rapidly changing world. Some succeeded spectacularly, others rusted into oblivion, but they all played their part in the story of the motor car. So there you have it, another 25 cars from a decade of unparalleled automotive ambition. What a magnificent era. Now it's your turn. Which of these often overlooked gems was your favorite? Was it the rugged simplicity of the Land Rover, the brash Americana of the Vauxhall Cresta, or the stately elegance of the Rover P5? Let us know in the comments below. I'll probably disagree with you, but I will read them. Probably. Your engagement is apparently terribly important for the algorithm. Thank you for watching part 4 of our epic countdown. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane and want to see what happens in the grand finale, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the little bell so you don't miss it. There are still more stories to tell and more magnificent metal to admire. Until then, goodbye.